We're going to be looking at fractions, written and presented by me, Jean Leguay. Here's the legal stuff. So what are fractions? Well, simply put, fractions are just divisions. If I took a number, say 120, and divided it by 2, I can write that as a fraction. 120 divided by 2. And of course that's 60. I can also take a number like 60 and say 60 is actually 60 divided by 1. Or in other words, 60 over 1. So that's a fraction as well. We're more used to the proper fractions, as the mathematicians call them, which are fractions that are less than 1. 1 over 5 is actually 1 divided by 5. And 2 over 3 is actually 2 divided by 3. Mathematicians like to use long words, and they call the bit on the top the numerator, and they call the bit underneath the denominator. I prefer to call them the bit on the top and the bit on the bottom. Okay, so first thing we're going to look at is multiplication. Now, because a fraction is actually division, division and multiplication go together really well, because it doesn't matter what order you do things in when you have a bunch of divisions and multiplications. So if I've got a division, 1 over 5, a multiplication, and another division, 2 over 3, I can change the order and just make that 1 times 2 over 5 times 3. Now what I've got is something where I multiply the top and I multiply the bottom. And 1 times 2 is 2. 5 times 3 is 15. So I'm allowed to do that because you can change the order. Another one. 2 over 3 times 1 over 2. Multiply the top. 2 times 1. Multiply the bottom. 3 times 2 equals 2 over 6. So that's perfectly fine. Another thing to mention while I'm here is if you have a fraction like 2 over 6, you can simplify it. What that means is try and find a number that will divide the top and the bottom. Now in this case 2 will divide the top and 2 will divide the bottom, because 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 2 over 6 can be simplified to 1 over 3. Mathematically that's called finding the lowest common denominator. So fractions are just division. So when we do division it should be fairly easy. And it's just a bit like multiplication. So 1 over 5 divided by 2 over 3, I can actually rewrite that to 1 divided by 2 all over 5 divided by 3. Now that's not really helping me much. But another way I can write it is as a fraction. 1 over 5 divided by 2 over 3. Now that's a fraction. Now here's a fun thing you can do. The thing underneath this thing is actually dividing. If we turn it upside down, it'll multiply. So I can rewrite this 1 over 5 divided by 2 over 3. Now instead of having it underneath and dividing, I'm going to turn it upside down and multiply it. 1 over 5 times turning 2 over 3 over gives me 3 over 2. And that's just a multiplication. So it's 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 5 is 10. That's my answer. So I'll do another one. 2 over 3 divided by 1 over 2, and I can rewrite that as 2 over 3 all over 1 over 2. Take the bottom thing, turn it upside down and multiply. So 2 over 3 multiply by 1 over 2, turn it upside down, gives me 2 over 1 equals 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 1 is 3, isn't it? It's 4 over 3. Now that's actually bigger than 1. So I can actually simplify that by saying 4 over 3 is actually 3 over 3 and 1 over 3. 3 over 3 is just 3 divided by 3, so that's 1. So that's 1 and 1 over 3. That's how you do division. You turn the bottom upside down and multiply. Let's have a look at addition. Now, unfortunately with addition, it does matter what order you do things when you have additions and multiplications. So we're not going to be able to just do the same trick as we've done before. Let's take an addition. 1 over 5 plus 2 over 3. We can't just add top and bottom. It just doesn't work. But we can if the bottoms are the same. So if we can make the bottoms the same, we're good. We can just add the tops. Now to make the bottoms the same, what you do is you find a number which is the bottoms multiplied by each other. So in this case the bottoms are 5 and 3. So we multiply those two together and it gives us the number 15. Now that's the number we're going to have underneath. So we'll convert these other numbers. I've got 1 over 5 and I need to convert that into something over 15. Now to go from 5 to 15 I've multiplied by 3. So to go from 1 I need to multiply by 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. 1 over 5 is 3 over 15. And then let's have a look at the other one. 2 over 3 is something over 15. To go from there to there, I multiplied by 5. So I take that one and multiply it by 5. 2 times 5 is 10. So 2 over 3 is 10 over 15. Now I can rewrite this. 1 over 5 plus 2 over 3 is 3 over 15 plus 10 over 15. Now I've got the same things on the bottom. When I've got the same things on the bottom, I can just add the tops. 3 plus 10 is 13 over 15. There we go. Let's do one more. 2 over 3 plus 1 over 2. Now, what we'll do is we'll find the number that we're going to have underneath, and the number we're going to have underneath is the underneath ones multiplied by each other. So we've got 3 and a 2. 3 times 2 equals 6. So 6 is what we're going to have underneath. Now we convert them. 2 over 3 is something over 6. To go from there to there, we multiply by 2. So we multiply that one by 2, and we got 4 over 6. 2 over 3 is 4 over 6. And then we got 1 over 2 is something over 6. To go from there to there, we multiply by 3. So we've got to multiply by 3. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 over 2 is 3 over 6. Okay, so now I just put that in. 2 over 3 plus 1 over 2 equals 4 over 6 plus 3 over 6. The bottoms are the same now, so I just add the tops. Equals 7 over 6. And I can simplify that out because 7 over 6 is actually 6 over 6, and 1 over 6, and 6 divided by 6 is just 1, and that leaves me my sixth. There we go, that's addition. So, subtraction. Just like addition, the order is important, and we do it just like addition. We make the bottoms the same, and then we subtract the top. Let's take 1 over 5 minus 2 over 3. Right, what we need to do is make the bottoms the same, and the way we do that is we multiply the bottoms together to find a number. 5 times 3 equals 15, just like we did before. And then we say 1 over 5 is something over 15. To go from 5 to 15, we multiply by 3. So we multiply the top one by 3. 1 over 5 is 3 over 15. And then we'll look at the other one. 2 over 3 equals something over 15. To go from 3 to 15, we multiply by 5. So we multiply the top by 5. And 2 times 5 is 10. 2 over 3 is 10 over 15. So now we just write that back in. 1 over 5 minus 2 over 3 actually equals 3 over 15 minus 10 over 15, and the bottoms are the same. So we just combine that and just say it's 3 minus 10 over 15. 3 minus 10 is minus 7 over 15. It's a minus number, but that's fine. That's fine. One more. 2 over 3 minus 1 over 2 equals, now in this case we're going to find the number we're going to be using underneath. We find out by multiplying the two bottom ones. That's 6, and we say 2 over 3 is something over 6. To go from 3 to 6, we multiply by 2, so we multiply by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And then we've got 1 over 2 equals something over 6. Going from there is multiplied by 3. So going from there is multiplied by 3. 1 over 2 is 3 over 6. So let's rewrite that. 2 over 3 minus 1 over 2. And we can use, that's actually 4 over 6 minus 3 over 6. The bottoms are the same. 4 minus 3 over 6. 1 over 6. And that's subtraction. Same as addition. Make the bottoms the same, but then you subtract. Now you can only really do this fraction stuff if you've got fractions. Sometimes you've got what's called a compound. So maybe I've got a whole number and a fraction. I want to turn that into a fraction so I can do my fraction sums. Well, if you look at that, what we've actually got is that's actually 2 plus a half. Okay? And 2 is actually 2 over 1. So we've got 2 over 1 plus 1 over 2. Now they're two fractions. To add those together, we find a number that we can use underneath, and the number we can use underneath is the underneath numbers multiplied. The underneath numbers are 1 and 2, so I'm going to find 1 times 2 equals 2. Okay, now that's the number I'm going to have underneath. Now the only one I actually need to convert is the first one. 2 over 1 is something over 2. To go from there to there, I multiply by 2. So to go from there to there, I multiply by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 over 1 is 4 over 2. Well, yes, it is. 2 divided by 1 is the same as 4 divided by 2. So that's what I do. So I now have that is actually 4 over 2 plus 1 over 2. The bottoms are both the same, and that's just 5 over 2. I'll do one more. 3 and a fifth is actually 3 over 1 plus 1 over 5. The number that we want underneath is the two bottom bits multiplied, so it's 1 times 5. The 1/5 is already in fifths, so I don't need to convert it. I just need to convert the 3 over 1. So 3 over 1 is something over 5. To go from there to there, I multiply by 5. So to go from there to there, I multiply by 5. 3 5s are 15. Okay, so I can write that in. 3 over 1 is actually 15 over 5. And of course I've got the 1 over 5. Add those two together because the bottoms are the same. I can add the tops. 16 over 5. And that's compound fractions. Okay. So, in conclusion, when you multiply the top and the bottom. When you divide, you turn the second one upside down and multiply. When it's addition, you make the bottoms the same and you add the tops. When it's subtraction, you make the bottoms the same and subtract the tops. Goodbye.